Today, we will discuss the alleged execution of two men from Mayom County in Unity State. Second, we'll talk about the visit of the United Nations humanitarian ship to South Sudan. And finally, we'll talk about Sudan's strong reaction to Uganda ousting a paramilitary leader. Please stay with us until the end because these stories are connected by one common issue: justice, accountability, and the protection of civilians. Before we start, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell. Whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with two men from Mayom allegedly executed. Families demand investigation. In Unity State, relatives of two men are asking for answers. They are demanding justice after report that their loved one were killed without trial. The two men were identified as Biargwek Nyot and Shuk Rejdang. They were arrested on February 5, 2026 in Mayom County in Unity State. Authorities suspected them of involvement in cattle raiding between Mayom County in Unity State and Trish County in Warab State. Cattle raiding has been a long-standing problem in part of South Sudan. Communities often clash over livestock. These communities, all of them have cattle. But when the other steal or raid cattle, the other communities get angry, and this creates conflict. This conflict have caused many deaths over the year and have increased tension between neighboring countries. In this case, officials said the two men were suspect in such activities. According to family members, the two men were held in Mayom for several days. According to the report, later they were transferred to authorities in Trish Mayandit County in Warab State. An uncle of the two men, a man by the name John Kang, spoke publicly. He said the family later received shocking information that the two men were taken to Raleigh and executed by firing squad. He strongly condemned what he described as the killing of innocent men. He stated that no family deserved to lose their children in that way. The family is now calling for a transparent investigation, accountability, and justice. They fear that if authorities do not properly address the issue, it could increase tension between communities that are already divided. However, there are conflicting reports from officials, different versions of the story. According to the commissioner of Mayom County, Jackson Mutien, confirmed that two men were handed over to authorities in Trish Mayadit, but he said they were residents of Trish County, not Unity State. He explained that when he assumed office, 15 people had already been arrested by the South Sudan People Defense Force, SSPDF. And out of those, 2 were identified as coming from Tish County, so they were transferred there. He clearly stated that they were handed over for investigation, not for execution. On the other side, Warab State Information Minister, a man by the name Mamir Bat, denied that any execution took place there. He stated there was no firing squad, there was no honorable of 2 men, and the allegations are not true. This leaves many questions unanswered. Why this matter? Extrajudicial killing, meaning killing someone without trial, are illegal under South Sudan law. The transitional constitution clearly protects the right to life. No one should be deprived of life without legal process. In recent years, reports have surfaced in some areas of suspected criminal being killed without trial during communal violence. If this incident is true, it would be a serious violation of the law. If it is not true, then authorities must clarify what really happened to the 2 men. Families deserve answers. Communities deserve transparency. And justice must not be selective. Well, in regions like Mayom and Tish, tension can rise quickly. Cattle-related violence has already damaged trust between communities. When incidents like this happen, or even remote, fear spread across those 2 counties. People began to ask, are suspects safe in custody? Can authorities be trusted, or will justice be fair? Without proper investigation, mistrust grows. Human rights principles are clear. Every person accused of a crime has the right to a fair trial, a legal representation, and a protection from unlawful killing. If the 2 men were innocent, their death would be a tragedy. If they were suspect, they still deserve a fair legal process. The only way forward is a transparent investigation. We will continue monitoring this story. United Nations humanitarian chief visits South Sudan. Now we move to our second major story. The United Nations humanitarian chief has arrived in South Sudan. The official is Tom Fletcher, the UN Under Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs. He came to assess what the UN described as one of the most underreported humanitarian crises in the world. South Sudan continued to face conflict in Jonglei State. Displacement of civilians, displacement of all the people that deserve to be protected, protection risk for aid workers, severe humanitarian needs. Fletcher first traveled to Malakal in Upper State. Then he met local resident, community leader, families displaced by violence, people affected by conflicts, spillover from Sudan. In a message shared publicly, Fletcher says something powerful. He said no one chooses to live in a camp. Families want to go home. They want peace. They want their children in a school. They want hospital and safety. Yet, many have spent years in camp. Some have lost their home, property, and livelihood. But he noted something important. Despite losing everything, many people have not lost their dignity. That is a powerful statement. After miracle, Fletcher traveled to Jonglei State. Recent clashes between SPLA, IO, and SSPDF displaced around 280,000 people. That is a massive number. Displacement put extra pressure on food supplies, health services, shelter, clean water. In Akobe County, Fletcher met wounded civilians. Among them were an 18-month-old child with gunshot wound, a 70-year-old grandmother injured by violence. He clearly stated that civilians should never be a target. Let's look at the bigger problem here, global attention. Fletcher also mentioned another issue, international apathy. He suggests that the world is not paying enough attention to the suffering in South Sudan. In global politics, some crises receive headlines every day. Others are forgotten. South Sudan humanitarian crisis, according to the UN, is not receiving enough global focus. His 5-day visit aimed to bring international attention, advocate for civilian protection, call for more humanitarian support, and address root cause of conflict. High-level visit can put pressure on leaders, mobilize funding, highlight urgent needs, and protect aid workers. But visits alone are not enough. Lasting peace requires political dialogue, security reform, community reconciliation, a strong institution. Without peace, humanitarian aid becomes a temporary solution. Let's look at this sad story or breaking report. Sudan condemned Uganda for hosting rapid support force leader. Now we turn to Sudan. Sudan government has strongly criticized Uganda for hosting a key paramilitary leader. The leader is Mohamed Abdan Daglo, widely known as MT. He commands the rapid support forces known as RSF. Uganda President Yoweri Museveni met Daglo at the presidential palace in Entebbe. This meeting caused a strong reaction from Sudan government. Sudan described it as unacceptable. Why is this controversial? Sudan has been at war since April 2023. The conflict is between the Sudanese army, the Rapid Support Force, RSF. This war has caused tens of thousands of deaths, around 13 million displaced people, one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world. Sudan Foreign Minister said that hosting Daglo showed disregard for the suffering of Sudanese civilians. They accused the Rapid Support Force of committing serious crime, including atrocities documented by international observers. Sudan also said Uganda action violate principle of good neighborliness. At the time of reporting, Uganda had not officially responded to Sudan's statement. Diplomatic tension may increase depending on what happens next. When neighboring countries host leaders involved in active conflict, it can shift alliances, increase political tension, and affect regional security. The Horn of Africa region is already facing multiple crises. Diplomatic dispute can add further instability. Today's story highlights one central issue. Civilians are suffering. In United States, families are demanding justice for two men whose fate remains unclear. In Jonglei and Apenal, displaced families continue to struggle for survival. In Sudan, war continues to destroy life and destabilize the region. Across all these stories, one message is clear. The protection of human life must come first. Government must uphold the rule of law, protect civilians, investigate serious allegations, and seek peaceful solution. Communities deserve safety. Families deserve justice. Children deserve a future without war. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.